It's Week 15 of the NFL. And we'll get to see the Eagles' sure-handed wide receiver. He comes into this one fifth.
Ball teed up. Brandon Aubrey out for the kick. And we're underway from Philadelphia. On the return, here's Jones. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So out head the Raiders for their first possession. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken second in 2024, Jaden Daniels.
Just an all-around great performance from him last week, Kate, in the win. Those 2 touchdowns he had played a big part in the victory, no question. But so did keeping it clean, not throwing a pick. You want to become friendly with your own defense? Make sure they don't have any extra possessions to defend. He did his job, and so did his teammates.
We get a look at his rushing numbers from last week here, what he was able to do in support of that win. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Running back sent in motion. Toward the sideline, and he's got Leggett. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, it looks like the 30. Eagles with an extra man in the secondary for this 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Throwing the out route complete. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. A give left side for Gibbs. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Here's 2nd and 14. Leggett's got it. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Jacoby Dean in on the tackle. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Out of the gun, Daniels. Completed over the middle. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
He's got Devontae Smith. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Give him 24 on that play. And that's a Vegas 1st down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Sending a receiver left. From the red zone now. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Now Daniels off the play action. Looking right, and he finds him. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal. Motioning one of the tight ends. Again, Daniels to the air. Has it down close. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. It's 2nd and goal. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Give him 2 yards on the run, and that leaves them just inches short for third down. From the gun, it's Daniels. And he has the catch, gets both feet in, that's a touchdown! The Raiders finish up an excellent opening series. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
That one right down the middle. And the Raiders will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Reed now to kick this one away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. This return makes it up to the 25. So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. And bringing them out now, a quarterback who really knows how to make something exciting happen.
2 numbers that a lot of people were focused on from his performance last week. That would be 3 and 0, as in touchdowns and interceptions. That's a quarterback who was efficient, aggressive in the right spots, but he took great care of the football. And, of course, well, he cares less about those 2 numbers. He's more about the alphabet, like that letter W, picking up the...
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
We spend so much time talking about an offense and how they script their first 15 plays typically. But how about that defensive coordinator, that head coach? Heck, every player on that sidelines, you couldn't script it any better. Well, other than maybe taking the ball away, creating a negative play, creating a sack, creating an offense.
His first throw is an interception. Justin Reed has the INT. Well, for their sake, partner, I sure hope the rest of their pass attempts this game go a whole lot better than that, because it is pretty clear this defense came to play.
And I can promise you this, Kate, nowhere on that opening script does the word interception ever appear. You never want to see an INT. Now they're going to have to flush it. That's the key here for this quarterback in the offense. Got to flush that mistake and press on ahead.
Second drive coming up for the Las Vegas offense. And the turnover puts them right back out there. Just a few plays since they scored that touchdown.
Well, they didn't get much time to rest, but guess what, Kate? That defense didn't get much time to rest either. Now you can go in attack mode while they're still shaking off that last touchdown.
And down he goes. The Eagles got him. And the hits just keep coming for them on this play, it seems. Elsewhere on the field, they've got a player hurt and in need of some attention. Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long. They'll toss it to Gibbs. And he's brought down for a loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
Third and long for Daniels. Has it downfield, working the left. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. That's Cole Bishop. Space, left sideline, and he's off to the races. And he takes this one back for the pick 6. That play, Brock, that play was beautiful. Not just making the interception, but then seeing the return slowly come together in front of him as he took it all the way to the house.
Yeah, I think even for us up here in the booth, it looked like a scene out of a movie, didn't it? Starts running the back, scans the field for a lane, then the blocks come just in the nick of time to wipe out the would-be tacklers, and he's got open space and nothing but the end zone in front of him.
Aubrey good on the point after. And the Eagles tie this game 7-7. A quick chance at redemption after that pick six as it's sent away. Starting from the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Raiders have their offense back out there. And they didn't have much time to recover from that pick six. Need short memories here as they head back out. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They send a tight end in motion. Daniels coming back after that pick. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Handoff to Gibbs from the gun. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. With Kobe Dean in on the tackle. He gets a couple, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Defense showing blitz. Daniels. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Throwing now, Daniels. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Daniels from the pistol. And down he goes. The Eagles got him. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
Whatever could go wrong for him so far certainly has. And so many times when we see a QB throw an interception early, it just starts to get in your head. That little seed of doubt, that little thought that you got a flush of, oh, what's going to happen next? Because then you hold the ball, and you hold the ball in this league, and you get sacked.
And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
Never eat shredded wheat. Northeast, south, and west, right, Kate? And I like on 3rd downs, north and south. You start going east to west and eating that wheat, you could run into problems just like that.
And he'll bring in this fair catch at the 13. The Eagles and their running back about to get back to work. And he has just shredded NFL defenses so far this season. You can see he's sitting 2nd right now across the league in rushing yards. They'll send him over right. Oh, look at this. Quick touch pass to the receiver. Cuts it to the right sideline. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
Gosh, I love that creativity of the play call. Name of the game is putting the ball in the hands of your best, your playmakers, creating matchups for them to take advantage. And this time, not as a receiver, but as a runner. That is job well done.
Throwing now from the gun. Off the mark there, incomplete pass.
I think we're seeing why this defense likes him in coverage. He reacts so well to throws and is even more adept in breaking up those passes.
Finds a seam down the middle. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains. New set of downs for him from the 46. They'll run here on 1st down. And he'll advance this down to the 38-yard line. We'll look at his numbers on the ground from last week here. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Back-to-back carries here. And they take him down after just a small gain on the final play of the 1st. We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. Both teams neck and neck so far. We'll return to the link right after this. Ready now for our second quarter. The Eagles have the football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Short pass brought in. And they can't chop to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They are now set for 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, they were hoping to get outside and meet those guys at the second level. Well, someone from the second level came to beat him on his turf. And that meeting didn't go so well.
That's into the hands of Franklin. Nowhere really for him to go. He steps out, and they're going to lose some yardage. And it's a nickel look by the Raiders. 3rd down coming up. They're throwing it. Setting up the running back screen. And the defense waiting for him at the line, and he goes down.
That's how you draw it up defensively. That's exactly what you want the coverage to do. Force that quarterback to throw it short and get off the field.
Gay's kick is good. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
On the return, here's Jones. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Time for the Raiders offense to hit the field. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. They'll start on the ground with Gibbs. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. That play wrapped up by Demario Davis. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Again, it's Gibbs. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. They're set up at the 35 now. 1st and 10 now. Here's Daniels. On the quick slant, it's Leggett. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Brought in right side. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. New set of downs for him from the 46. On 1st down, here's Daniels. This finds Smith. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Receiver in motion going left. Daniels on 1st down. Finds him over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's good for a Raiders 1st.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. A tight end in motion now. This is Gibbs on second down. And he doesn't get this one very far, down to only about the 18. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. Katie York now on for the field goal. Definitely not an automatic here. This 41 yards away. Groupie sends it through. And we're all tied up now in the first half.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
Returnable from the 2. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Eagles are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he's been somebody who can get the scoring done with his legs just as much as his arm. You can see he's top 5 for touchdowns among NFL QBs. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Javon Holland there to make the stop. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They give it to him again. And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. This finds Franklin. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 38 out of the play. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Option give here. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Chopping that play, Trenton Simpson. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. They put a receiver in motion right. 2nd and 10 now. Able to get it to Franklin. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Completed over the middle. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal. They'll throw it again. Pass it down close. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
They'll try again from the 4. It's 2nd and goal. Throwing it again here. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And now it'll be 3rd and goal. Pass play now. He's on the move. And they take this in for the score. The Eagles get some late points and the lead. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, Turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist, and you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. Fielded at the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Raiders and QB Jaden Daniels headed out for their next look on offense. And we're all hoping his hot start can continue. He's been putting up some numbers early in this contest. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Daniels. That one's complete, right side. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Now Daniels to throw. Throw left side, complete. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Here's 2nd and 2. Caught quickly on the slant. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Raiders moving quickly, trying to get set as the clock continues to run. That's caught. Here comes Jahmyr Gibbs. And he goes out a little short of the 40.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Again, Daniels to the air. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. A timeout taken by Vegas. That's its 2nd. 3rd and long for Daniels. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
So this one carries all the way to the sideline and out. No chance to make a play on that, and they'll take over at the 16-yard line. The Eagles taking over now late in the 1st half. They're up by 7. We'll see if they choose to just rest on that going into halftime. They go play action on 1st. Oh, put some heat on this. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Raiders are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
Well, that's now 2, Kate, that they've gotten him for picks in this game, and he's got to be careful. Right? You've got to protect the football. It is the greatest treasure you have as an offense. And this defense, well, they've got 2 in their pocket, and you know they're going to be going after number 3.
The Raiders headed out on offense. Little time remaining in the half. And they're set up well inside of enemy territory. They've got a short field after that pick. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Here's Daniels. And down he goes. The Eagles got him. Before we can get a snap on 2nd down, they call timeout. Another try following the sack. Into the hands of Gibbs. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire 1st half. They drop him behind the line. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. And the Birds bring out the nickel look. 3rd down coming up. Daniels back to throw. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
1st and 10 now with all of 15 seconds left to utilize in this half. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Justin Reed with the tackle. Just a yard on the run, and we've reached the end of our 1st half.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit.
For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey. And it's the Seahawks who are out in front in the second quarter. Eddie Lacy, the lone touchdown there as he's cashed one in on the ground. From there, let's get down to Baltimore to check in on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And you can see there it's the visiting Colts who have the lead in that one. 2 touchdown passes there for Lamar Jackson. Lastly, let's get to Pittsburgh to check on the Steelers at home in Acrisure Stadium. And they were losers in that game as they fall to the visiting Detroit Lions. Caleb Williams, another strong performance as his guys claim victory number 13 on the year. With that, the two squads are headed out of the tunnel. So let's get you back out to Kay Scott and Brock Eward.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Reed now to kick this one away. This return starts at the 5. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. The Eagles headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. They've got first down from the 31. Throwing it to start this drive. Short pass brought in. And this one does not go far.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Across the 45 and still going. Down the sideline inside the 30. And he finally ends up out of bounds after a huge gain. It's a huge pickup on the play. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
Anytime you get that chunk of yards, gosh, you can just feel it in the stadium. It just changes the whole complexion of the drive. They're now set up beautifully in enemy territory to end this series with points.
Pass play on 1st and 10. Finds his man, Waddle. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. They kick the running back in motion. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Catch is made in close. And he'll go down shy the end zone. They mark him at the 4. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They'll throw it. And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles grow the lead coming out of halftime. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
For the point after, here's Aubrey. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Eagles double their lead to 14. Aubrey now to kick this one away. Here's a return from the 7. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him. The Vegas offense getting set for another drive now. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. Legette's got it. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Roger McCreary brings him down that time. Second down now, 7 to go. Straight ahead with Gibbs. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Greg Newsome bringing that play to an end. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. Now Daniels off the play action. Puts a little too much into this one. That's too high. Brings up 4th down.
Defense doubled him, knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. A bit surprising. Quarterback still threw in that direction with how well that defense had that play covered.
Hunter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he's got this fair catch right along the 12-yard line. The home team's ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. They'll throw to begin this drive. Hauled in by Waddle. And he's brought down. They're spotting this one right at the 20. Now after that play, we've got somebody shaken up. And you don't want to see serious injury in the midst of their playoff push. He's being looked at here. 2nd and 3 now. Back to throw. Cut along the left sideline, but he did not get both feet in. That's incomplete. Brings up 3rd down. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Breaks the tackle. Still fought off a tackle, but he lost the football. And this is going to stay with the offense as he makes the recovery. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down. Back to throw now. Dumps it off to his running back. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Ooh, after that play, we can tell he's hurting. He's someone they need to help their playoff hopes. Training staff working on him now. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. They'll run here from the gun. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
You know how we hear about teams and quarterbacks avoid targeting a stud cornerback, just throwing away from him? Well, maybe they should avoid running it anywhere near this guy. He's having no issue stopping these plays cold.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
When we think about safeties, I mean, it's just right in the name, right? The safety is the last line of protection in the passing game. We don't think of them as blitzers. But, Kate, let me tell you, for a safety blitz to get home, they got to be great disguisers. They can't show that blitz early. That safety didn't, and the quarterback took the brunt of the contact.
This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. On 1st down, it's Gibbs. And he's stopped after running it up across the 45 to the 46. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3. They motion the tight end over. Play fake here, Daniels. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. He's contained at the line for no gain. Tackle made by Cole Bishop. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Off the gut they go with Gibbs. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down. New set of downs for him from the 46. On first down, here's Daniels. He completes it in traffic. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. Offense set for a 1st and 10. To throw, Daniels. This is complete to Gibbs. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
From the gun, it's Daniels. Has him on the quick hitter. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight ends short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Complete beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. From the red zone now. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. So the incompletion on first. Here's 2nd and goal. Out of the gun, Daniels. He's got it. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. So now, here's 3rd and goal. Again, Daniels to the air. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And they're headed in reverse after that sack.
Time we offered some serious blanket praise for this entire group defensively. The guys up front, they've certainly generated the pressure. Everybody on the back end in coverage, well, they're holding down their assignments to delay these throws. This is going to be one tomorrow, one fun tape to watch, because 6 sacks, it's hard to come by in this league. Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. 2nd time they brought him out for a field goal, and 2nd time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Now the Eagle offense headed back out to the field. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Airing it out to start this drive. That's completed right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They strike for 23 yards. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down. Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Back now, pressure on its way. Oh no, they get him yet again. Devon Holland comes up with it. And he's going to go. It's a pick 6. You get a pick 6. You get a pick 6. These defenses, Brock, wow, they have competed. Seeing who ends up with the best highlight of the game, huh?
A highlight? You're going to call a pick 6 and multiple? Highlight, Kate?
No, even if it's your defense doing it, come on, B-Rock.
No highlight for a quarterback.
Offense trying to add to the defensive effort and turn 6 points into 8. He's throwing for it. And the conversion is no good as that pass falls incomplete. Oh, I love seeing this, Brock. They got surprised with the pick 6, but they made absolutely sure there would not be another 2 added on.
Yeah, kind of the epitome of sudden change, especially on such short notice. Not a lot of time to get prepped on that sideline and get out there to defend the 2-point play, but they did their job and limited the damage that came from that interception.
Returning it from the 4. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Kate, speaking from experience here, what happens now with the third sack allowed, especially on an early down like that, is that head coach and coordinator going to have a conversation? Okay, we got to fix this. Do we slide? Do we chip? Do we keep more people in? Because the one thing you can't do is keep getting your quarterback hit.
We'll see what they come up with for third down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. It's Eagles football trying to carry this lead across the finish line. They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. Motioning him from the slot right. Throwing on 3rd and long. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Throwing off the play fake here. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on first down, but just couldn't make the connection. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Lone back gets the handoff. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run in crossing that first down marker.
This finds Franklin. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. That one gains 7. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Motioning the tight end now. A give now from the gun. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did. You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that, and it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
Pass it down close. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. They get 19, and now they're going to have first and goal.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
All set up for an insurance score here. It's first and goal. Short side option here. He's running left. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. Second chance at 6 here. It's second and goal. Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and
he gets in. Touchdown! The Eagles take an 11-point lead as they try to push this one out of reach. And he has made this a habit this season. That's his 10th rushing touchdown so far. For the point after, here's Aubrey. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Eagles push the lead up to 12. Aubrey now to kick this one away. On the return, here's Jones. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Now the Raider offense headed back to the field. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Back to throw, here's Daniels. Pass complete to Gibbs. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Second and 13. This is reeled in by Leggett. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Well, the pressure, boy, that sped that whole play up, didn't it? And it opened up a wide range of outcomes. A hurried throw almost ended up an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack.
He connects downfield on 4th. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 27 on the play. And the huge conversion gets them a new set of downs.
Oh, so close to getting off the field. But the 4th down conversion keeps that defense out there. That was their shot to end this possession, to sit on the bench, to get their breath. But now they're going to have to buckle down and force another 4th down.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Xavier Leggett the target on that throw. So it'll be 2nd down. They'll throw it again. Escapes the pocket.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
Daniels throwing on 3rd. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. It's a pickup of 26. And that's a Vegas 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
All right, I'll set up now. 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Has it in close. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute it.
And he hauls it across for the Las Vegas touchdown. The Raiders now within 1 score in the 4th. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
That one splits the uprights. And the Raiders trim the deficit down to 5. Fielded at the 7. And look at this return. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. The home teams returning their offense and this running back to the field. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. Airing it out to start this drive. Completed over the middle. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Running back sent in motion. He has the first over the middle. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Throwing from the gun here. That one's caught along the left sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they've got a fresh set of downs.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. And it helped set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. Man in motion here. First down from the red zone. Has him on the quick hitter. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Throwing it again here. Oh, he lost the football. And it's a turnover. The defense has it.
You're using this play to try for a first down, but also set up whatever in your back pocket for 3rd down. But you know what? Throw it all away. None of it matters now if you can't hang on to the doggone football. And the defense pounces on that one in a hurry.
Out comes Las Vegas on offense. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. A give to Gibbs. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Second down now, 7 to go. From the gun, it's Daniels. Taken in by Smith. And he'll get this up to the 18-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down. Out of the gun, Daniels. He's got Smith. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Philly. Raiders trailing by 5. 1st and 10 now from the 30. To throw, Daniels. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Back to throw. Dump off caught by his back. And he reaches midfield and starts driving into Eagles territory. Raiders moving quickly, trying to get set as the clock continues to run. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. And we're going to get a timeout from the defense here. Now to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. Setting up to pass. This finds Smith. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. A timeout taken by Vegas. That's its second. Here he is to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Now here he goes. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. Now the Raiders using the last of their timeouts. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. A modest amount of time left, Brock, but crucially no timeouts for him. It's first down. He'll look to throw it. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Daniels now. And they got there in time. He's taken down. One final shot here. And this one falls incomplete. No miracles on the final drive today. This game is over. So it's an Eagles win here in this one. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL, not EA Sports. The Eagles are winners as we say so long from Philadelphia.